Yeah, just to be sure. So welcome to the mobile and wearable specialization. Today, again, another discussion meeting, and my group is shrinking, but from 3 last week to 1 today. But hopefully somebody else pops in as well. So the idea was that we meet in the Game Technologies Lab at 9 o'clock or around there somewhat, and then discuss our progress. So if you're watching the stream, just ensure that you participate next time. Ideally, you know, in person next time we meet again. But since we have only participants, you have the, you know, well, fateful role of actually introducing us to your research and then describing your progress, I guess.
Yeah. So, don't really have that much to discuss there because yeah, last time when I took the Marius,
okay,
we were just discussing more specific areas for me to research, and I'll be doing context information in mobile devices and management of that.
Context information.
Yeah.
So okay, right. So do I get it right? Is it mostly about fusing sensor information?
Yes.
Or?
So I'm trying to optimize the data that the mobile device receives through the sensors.
Ah, so okay.
And it will be a literary study, so I won't do anything in regards to work.
Right.
But I already found several articles online that deals with it.
Okay.
From different years, even. I have one up here already that's from 2004.
Right.
So it goes back quite a way.
Okay. Wow. That indeed goes quite a way back. But I would imagine that you would find something, because in the end it's about noise removal from signals. Is that the?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. So, and that's probably something that's fairly independent of mobile devices as such, right?
Yeah. So there should be quite a lot.
Is there any interesting insights that you got? Like, you know, things that you surprised you, for example, as part of that?
Only the sheer size of it. I thought it would narrow it down too much when I first heard of the topic. But right. Yeah, it seems to be quite a lot of work done on it by pretty much everyone, both universities, the companies, everything.
Okay.
So yeah, it's much bigger area than I first thought. Right. That's my main surprise.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. Do you think about coming up with when I think about context information, particularly on Android or any other mobile device, I always think about having a kind of a framework that integrates all the different sensor data, right? Yes. Removes the noise and presents it in a nice, clean API.
Yeah.
You know, similar to the native APIs that you get in Android anyway, and that you can just consume. Is that something you either have found somewhere or are thinking about conceptualizing, implementing? I'm just saying that you could have a think of that, you know, integrates both context information, like a context API, if you want.
Yeah, that's exactly why I developed this from 2004, because this is actually a framework for just that. So this covers pretty much everything. So yeah, really considering it, they have made several such frameworks and APIs already.
Right.
So this one in particular from 2004, as I said, so it's a bit old. So, but even back then they were working specifically on managing all of the context information through a specific framework instead of just using the.
Okay, and just for sake of interest, the 2004 one, which platform was that for Nokia or?
I'm not sure if it. Anyway,
was it for mobile devices or for?
Oh no, here it is. Symbian.
Symbian. So indeed Symbian. So Nokia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah, I knew I had read it somewhere, but I didn't remember where.
Yeah.
To use the Microsoft iPhone.
Exactly. But those were the options at that time.
Yeah.
Anyway, because again, the only thing that survives is the concept.
Yeah.
And you could think about how it would fit well into the Android, architecture, if you like. So exactly. It's really an interesting contribution. So even if you don't implement it, it's something you could give away to someone ultimately and say, hey, make it happen. Plug in those components or those aspects, and then you probably have a good starting point.
Yeah. I also found several from more recent years, but I haven't read them properly yet. So I'm not sure which ones are good and which ones are bad. So not ready to fully discuss those.
Yeah. So I think it's, but you probably, I mean, one of your contribution, I'm always thinking from research side, since you're a master's student, is that you really can combine many of those elements, right?
Exactly.
So if you start with one which you deem to be the most comprehensive one, for example, 2004 one, and then just incrementally, you know, plug or I don't know, new concepts. Right?
Exactly. So even bad research papers can have some good elements, and I'm trying to look for exactly that. So I'm trying to pull out the good parts and ignore the bad stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's right. So it sounds good. So you're aiming for writing a paper then, is it?
Yeah. So just a literary study on context management.
Cool. Sounds good. Cool. Right. How far is your progress roughly in terms of writing?
I haven't started quite.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, everyone has a different approach anyway. So some people take the iterative writing approach. Some people concept of a paper first and write it from A to Z.
Exactly. So I want to have a full concept first. So I'm trying to write after I know roughly how to write it. Know what I should look to for introduction and so on. Because some of these papers do have a pretty good introductions that would work well for just rewrite it somewhat. I will not plagiarize it, but I'm trying not to do that. But
I see what you mean.
So some of the introductions are about context management in general, which is also what my introduction should be, since it's a literary study. So I can use a large part of just that, for my introduction.
That's fine. I mean, that's probably a good way for you for sourcing for information as well, right? So you look into their background section and see what people have talked about, you know, so what are the motivational angles, and what are further references or references that are reoccurring, right? So you find, oh, I always point to the same paper. Probably should have a look at this, right? So,
so that's also what I would, and also in the game technology at least.
Right.
I'm also doing a literary study there, and there I found a paper that was from 2005, also really old, but it had references already in the introduction that all seem to reoccur in other more recent papers.
Right.
So I can use that alone just to find a lot of introductory references.
Yeah. So in good papers you often have that benefit. Even though the actual core concept has been superseded over time and so on. There may still be a lot of motivational stuff. But probably it also gives you an intuitive insight of how people tend to work, right? So you see that paper and suddenly the similar angle of motivation is found in your papers, and probably this paper has quite some impact in terms of how to write or what the problems of the field actually are. Right. Cool. That sounds good.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. Well, it sounds like a. So in terms of information, right? Can you just, for the sake of illustrating the whole topic a bit, what kind of data are you dealing with? Like, you know, what kind of sensors, or, you know, I mean.
Sensors are pretty much any sensors that you can find in a mobile device. So there's quite a lot of them: microphone, camera, the accelerometer, GPS. Basically, so
gyroscope, Bluetooth,
everything.
So you're sensing everything.
So I mean, just all context information, because it's the context information between all the different sensors that are the problem. It's too much information for a regular mobile device, at least for battery. So
sounds interesting. Yeah, it's definitely an open-ended research that you find there. I mean, you could deal with different states as well. You know, being connected or not connected to the internet makes a difference as well. So both in consumption, but also in the information you get and context that you can derive from it. Interesting. Right. Cool. So no roadblocks there. Something that needs intervention. Right?
Not anything yet.
Okay.
So. I don't really have anything more to say.
Fair enough. Well, cool. I think we have a good overview here. No one's watching, lucky us. Is there any questions or thoughts? Well, if there's no one watching, it's very unlikely that anyone asks questions. So we leave it at that for now. Perhaps somebody joins us later on, and we can continue that. But for now, I think we have done all we can. So no one here. Cool. All right.